In this video, I'm going to show you how you can light a silhouette. So let's get into it. So in order to shoot a silhouette, you first want to be able to turn off all of the lights in the room, and you also want to make sure that you're shooting in a dark environment. The problem is if you're filming in an environment and you can't control the lighting and there's light in the room, then unfortunately that will spill onto the person in front of the camera, and therefore they won't be a silhouette, they're just going to be dimly lit. So it's really important that you're shooting in a dark room to begin with. The next tip is to find a bright surface to film up against. So a white wall is the typical go-to for this specific effect, but of course it doesn't have to be a white wall, it can be something else, but make sure it is a bright, clean surface. If it's a dark color, then unfortunately it's going to absorb the light rather than reflecting the light, and therefore you'll struggle to get a strong silhouette effect from this surface. So try and go for something which is brighter rather than darker. Next up, you want to place your subject in front of the wall, but you want to distance them at least 1 meter or 2 away from the wall. So don't have them up against the wall, have them slightly away from the wall, and this means you've got plenty of room to bring in the light. Now, once you've distanced your subject from that wall, you can now go ahead and throw in 1 or 2 bright lights and fire them at the wall. You want to make sure that you're creating a soft, even look on the wall, rather than just firing a harsh spot in the middle of the wall. The problem is if you fire a harsh spot of light in one specific point, then you're just going to get an overexposed part of the image and the rest will be slightly underexposed. So make sure that you use a softbox on your lights, or you can use some diffusion to smooth out any hard lights that you may have. If you don't have access to diffusion though, then you can always just throw a bed sheet or a t-shirt in front of a light, and that is going to soften that light out and avoid creating any harsh overexposed spots on that back wall. So now you want to grab your camera and you want to frame up your subject. If you can see any light spilling onto your subject at this point, then you need to try and figure out where that light is coming from and flag that off. We're going for a silhouette effect here, so it's really important that no light is catching the subject. Of course, you're more than welcome to add a backlight to your subject if you want the silhouette to pop from that back wall a little bit. You don't have to, this is just an extra stylistic choice. Now, this is an added extra, you don't have to do this. The silhouette effect at this point is probably looking great for you. But if you have access to a smoke machine, you can just put a thin layer of haze across the back wall, and that's just going to help to smooth everything out and make it look a little bit more cinematic. Again though, that is not essential, it's just an extra stylistic choice. But there you go, once you've followed all of those tips, you should now have a really awesome silhouette effect. Just make sure your subject is far enough away from the wall that the light is not spilling on them, and make sure that back wall is a bright color and it's lit smoothly and evenly. And I promise you, you're going to have a great looking silhouette effect. And there you go, that is how you light a silhouette effect in camera, and you can use your editor to color grade that and enhance that silhouette effect using levels and curves. All you have to do is increase the highlights, decrease the shadows, and that's going to really enhance the look of that silhouette. But there you go. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your support, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. See you there.